Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to Weapon Stencils FAQ section, and today we're talking about one of our most commonly asked questions that we get is how many stencils do I need? We shot this video about 4 years ago. Our website's changed drastically since then. We have a lot more patterns, a lot more designs, and we just wanted to update it a little bit, so here we go. So this is generally the question I get. Hey man, I'm doing a rifle. How many sheets of multicam do I need? Or insert any other pattern that they're looking for. It is difficult for me to answer that question, and I usually hit that person back with about 5 or 6 more questions myself. What type of rifle you doing, man? You got a lever action with a stock from your barrel to your shoulder? That's a lot of surface area? Or you got an AR pistol with a arm brace stock and a 6-inch handguard and no optics and just a grip and a mag? There's a huge difference between those two guns and how many you're gonna need. So obviously your project makes a huge difference, but not only that is how you plan to lay the pattern. There's really 2 types of overall stencils that we sell, and that's the multicam, woodland, digital, and all those other types of traditional camos where you're laying piece by piece by piece by piece by piece. And it's up to you how many color layers you want to do, how much you want to overlap the pattern. Are you just laying sporadic little dots here and there, or are you really laying them super dense and doing a full 7-color multicam scheme? There's a huge difference between the amount of stencils you're going to need between that and just laying a couple here and there just to break up a 2-tone paint job. So those are all questions I usually end up asking, and generally what we come to is if you plan on doing that, you're going to need 3 or 4 sheets. If you're just laying them sporadic here and there and you got a small project, 1, maybe 2. Handguns, there's not a huge difference between your full-size 45 and even your subcompact. When you're getting into the other type of pattern that we sell where it's a web and all one piece, yeah, that's a big difference, and you want to start looking at our minis and stuff like that. But for just the ones where you're actually laying piece by piece, those are all things you need to consider. If you have all those kind of things considered and you still don't know how many you need, definitely hit me up. Emails all over the website, use the contact page. It's info@weaponstencils.com, super easy. I'm gonna be the one answering. And like I said, usually it's somewhere between 2 to 5 sheets, depending on how big your project is. So let's talk about the other type of stencil that we sell, and that's our web-based stencils. And by web, I don't mean internet, I mean like all one piece. Dragon scale, snakeskin, mermaid now that we just released. And then one I'm gonna show you here, obviously our broken window, broken mirrors, those are hugely popular, been around forever. But what I'm gonna show you today is our molecule. This is the way it ships. It's partially unweeded. There's another video on that, so make sure you check that out. But it's all one piece. So you pull it out, you're gonna have a web that you're probably gonna transfer to your project, either just by hand being super careful or by using our transfer tape. But the measurements are on the website. Most of our patterns in the full-size sheets run about 12 to 8. They vary a little bit from 11 to 7 to 12 to 9, somewhere in there, but they're all about the same. If you break out your tape measure and start measuring your projects, you're probably gonna have a decent idea on how many of these you're gonna need. The other thing to consider with these type of web-based patterns is handguards and rails. Most of them are pretty thin and narrow now. You got your key mods and all that good stuff. They're not as big and bulky with the quad rails like they used to be. This is a 12 by 8 pattern. If I rolled it up, it basically becomes the circumference size of a rail. It's basically about the same size. So if it says 12 by 8 on our website, you can imagine that this is going to cover a 12-inch rail. If you have a 16-inch rail, you're probably gonna need 2 sheets. So those are the 2 type of patterns. The other thing, which I don't have out and not gonna get into, is the minis. Obviously, we offer a lot of these patterns, the molecule included, in a mini version. Those measurements are right on the website, so take your time, measure what you're doing out. If you're doing a subpact, a smaller handgun, knives, little projects like that, the minis are great for that, especially for the web-based patterns like your dragon scales and your molecule and your mermaid. You definitely want something smaller and tighter, otherwise you're not really gonna see the pattern. So consider that. And listen, do your homework. Break out the tape measure, think about it. Plan your project before you order your paint, if you're ordering paint for the first time, or before you order your stencils. There is nothing worse than 1, running out of paint, or 2, running out of stencils in the middle of a project. Once that happens, you are basically SOL. So again, if you have questions, info@weaponstencils.com. There's the contact page on the website, or just shoot me a direct email as well. So Either way, thanks for watching. We're gonna have some more FAQ videos as well that hopefully will answer some of these questions before you actually have to shoot me that email. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.